What's up, Long Players? Welcome back to the Long Play Listening Party, the show where we go deep on local music, writing, recording, inspiration, gear, and whatever else sounds good to us, including records made in barns. This week, Til Willis and Erratic Cowboy.
I can accommodate that.
Yeah, you're the perfect guest for this show. We're covering side 2 this week. If you haven't heard side 1, go back a week and check that out. But I'm joined as always.
Yeah, well done on that.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. That's Nate host. That's Nate Holt, my co-host.
Oh, sure.
As always. And of course, we've got Til right here, and we are going to jump right in with Restless.
I was restless last time I spoke to you. I was restless.
What a great side opener.
Yeah.
You flip that record over and bam.
Yeah.
I feel like I always want to.
I was going to say, like, Howie mentioned Motown a little bit of that earlier, and the backgrounds and stuff, those are really very cool.
Well, like we were talking about last time, the wanting to feature on this album as the trio the band was at the time, I didn't want to do too many instrument overdubs, so I did a lot more vocal things to kind of fill in on that. I think of sequencing a record like kind of like setting up a live show, and when you think about a different side, it's like starting another set, so you kind of need something that jumps out and grabs people. This is my daughter's favorite song on the album.
She's not wrong.
No. I think we were just talking about the other day. My friend Ben, we recorded a couple songs, and he's like, we have to record this song because, it's like whatever we play is like my daughter's favorite song, it's their friend's favorite song, and kids, they don't lie. I mean, they like it.
Oh, yeah. It's a good sign. Yeah. A totally unadulterated opinion.
Very good. He has good taste. Nice short one too.
Yeah.
Do you think about song length when you write or arrange or record at all, or just it is what it is?
No, I mean, every now and then there's like, if something is kind of more poppy sounding, like Restless, it's definitely like there that, we're not going to extend this with any solos or anything, or the only time I've ever thought about it is when I deliberately tried to not have songs be too long on records, which I have done. This new project we're working on is one that I just kind of gave permission to myself to allow things to just be as long as they were. So we've got, quite a few that are definitely longer on this new project we're recording at the moment. But yeah, this was just kind of more of a, a lot of slash and burn.
That's awesome. I struggle with length, and anytime I get anything under 4 minutes, I'm just ecstatic. I think that's a huge victory because that's so hard for me.
I used to really have that problem too, and I feel like the longer I've gone at it, the more I've kind of gotten, get in and get out. I used to write way more lyrics, and now it's just not something. It's like I hit a point where I go, well, no, I think that's all that needs to be said. We can just stop there. And
there's a formula for pop songs, and it's not wrong.
No, I mean,
but that's why there's art in doing them well and being, I don't think you have to be like unique and original all the time, but just having your own kind of
Sure.
little take that, a little different thing, or whatever it might be. But the songs that fit in that 2 to 3 minute range, and
I've never heard
stuff on the radio, and
sure. I've never heard a Ramones song that I was like, wow, that's missing something.
Right. Right.
By not being longer than 2.5 minutes.
That's absolutely right. So I don't know how longer than I've Been a Son is, but we're going to find out.
I think it's about 3.5.
Your thoughtful a lot of arranging it, you can have a lot of things happen in that short amount of time.
Sure.
I've been in love longer than I've been a son. I've been in love longer than I've been a son.
This is Eric Binkley's favorite song on the album, I think. Definitely one he loves to play.
Great bass entrance.
Oh, yeah. Eric has some great bass lines.
I've been in love longer than I've been a son.
Til, did you use the same rig, basically, same guitar, same amp throughout the recording of this, or were you switching it out?
Before each album, I kind of try to just go ahead and make decisions about what guitars I'm going to use, or that I think have the right voice for the songs. Amp-wise, I have pretty much only ever used my 75 Twin, which I bought when I was 16. And it's served me well. This one, at the time, the guitar I was keeping in this alternate tuning I'm using here was a Epiphone Dot Studios, just a cheap Epiphone 335 that I've swapped pickups out in and stuff. And so when this song was, it's in that tuning, well, that's the guitar I'm using. And yeah. But I try to keep it limited to, what I think will work best.
Yeah, I like when stuff has a theme. I mean, it doesn't have to be all identical, but yeah. I like when things repeat and you hear a guitar on at least a couple of songs, right? Versus just like the one.
Sure. Yeah.
Listeners, we are on a new technology platform. This is going to be the 4th show, but only the 2nd recording session and the 1st recording session with a guest. So if you have feedback about how the show is looking or sounding, please leave a comment on the YouTube video or email us at thelongplaylp@gmail.com. Hopefully you're noticing greatly improved video quality and somewhat improved audio quality. But there are some trade-offs we've made along the line as well. So if you have thoughts, comments, or suggestions, I welcome those.
So I was recently reading, I don't know if it was Tape Op or some recording thing, and it was talking about how when you're in the middle, I know you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about, when you're in the session doing the song and you can hear a mistake And then later you go back and think, well, that's the one with the mistake, and you listen and you can't find the mistake to save your life. That last song was a bit that way. We had that particular session, we did 2 takes of that song, and everybody agreed that, you know, the second take was the best. Earmarked that one as to be the one that I put finished vocals on, and you know, the production. Did it, got it all together, and then realized I had done all that on the first take that supposedly had a mistake in it, but nobody in the band could hear what we were bitching about when we recorded it. So
awesome.
There you go.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it must have taken care of itself with whatever production you did with it.
Yeah.
And you obviously didn't know, it didn't stick out enough for you to be like, wait a minute, something's going on here. Like,
Yeah.
Just like went through it and finished it and like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. You know.
There's no click track in the loft of the barn, I assume.
No. I don't know that we've ever used a click track.
Well, how are you going to play your backing tracks in time?
we just hope Austin holds it steady.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's on Austin. Don't talk to me about that.
Yeah, he's the drummer. The song where I cut the vocal and acoustic guitar and harmonica in the silo.
Oh yes, thank you for reminding us.
Yep.
So we cut a version in the loft of the barn. I was playing electric, laid down a scratch vocal, and then I was like, this sounds like it'd be a cool one to do as an acoustic thing. And I'd always wanted to record in a silo. And Austin has 2 on the property, and so I moved my recording rig in there and set up a vocal mic, guitar mic, and then I ran another mic as high up as I could get it in the silo to capture the reverb. So all the reverb on the vocals. I think I got it up about 10, 15 feet. And so all the reverb you hear on my voice, the acoustic guitar, the harmonica, is all from that silo. And at the very, very end of the song, it's one of those old, cement silos. So, the cement has flaked off on the inside. And it kind of sounds like you're walking on, crackers or something in there. And at the very end of this song, because it was just, I rocked on my foot just enough that it goes, but it was a good take, and so I kept it. So you can hear a little of that crunch there at the very end.
I love it.
And there's birds you can hear when you're listening close that just happen to fly over the open top of the silo.
That's there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I love that.
It sounds like it'd be perfect to use as a reverb chamber. Run a speaker out there and mic the speaker and everything.
There's two things on that. So one of the new songs we're currently recording, I want Brad to do a kind of a feedback solo, and I was like, oh man, we've got to run that through the silo and just let it be huge. The other is that in my other project, Solo Hawk, that folk duo I have with my buddy Steve, we recorded this last summer in a 7-story tall steel water tank in Rangeley, Colorado.
Nice.
And that was a trip. They keep microphones in there, like one at the apex. And then
I was going to say,
fly up and down.
I wonder if there's any way to get anything up at the top of the silos.
Oh, they have in this water tank, because it's a functioning recording studio called The Tank, and when I got the tracks back to mix, we have like it's five tracks of just ambient mics that were in different places in this thing. The delay was so trippy, like you couldn't tune an acoustic guitar by ear because the wrong note is still floating down on top of you while the guitar is sending the other one up, and it would just totally fuck with your head. And you have to take your shoes off to go in because it would just be too echoey the whole time. It was like nothing else I've ever experienced. The silo has nothing on the 7-story tall water tank.
Howie?
What's up?
Well, so
some loops, sequencing on a Moog or something.
So one thing they do at this place, The Tank, is if obviously traveling to rural Rangeley, Colorado isn't always an option. They offer the service where you can send them your tracks and they'll loop them through the tank, so you've got all the natural reverb and stuff, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, and Nate, I know you've been wanting to make some more ambient music, and you haven't, to my knowledge at least, you haven't gone like full ambient yet.
I'll link you to some stuff that I've got.
Okay.
Hopefully in the chamber at some point to
cool.
put out. But
that'd be a fun splurge. Would be to make something and send it off to the tank
send
to
it
get
out to
preamp.
the tank. Yes.
Yeah. And I think it's I can't remember now, but I think it's pretty reasonable too. So.
Your eye focus on the bruise, but how much baggage you carry is up to you. There's a small girl tossing flattened pennies down the stairs, and when you ask her why, she just repeats that you need to make repairs. And later when you wake to struggle to remember her words, as though it was something you weren't supposed to have heard. Violent devotion comes upon
I'm just enjoying it. I mean,
yeah, this was one that I wrote. What became this bass line, I had played it on guitar and then wrote the lyrics and stuff around that. So when Eric, I was showing it to him, I was like, okay, I want you to play this and keep that going. And so I could do just the guitar stuff across the top, and however the song comes, that all different ways all the time.
Is there a favorite tone that you kind of go to?
I always love those kind of really rusty tones of like an Ennio Morricone Western or, a Neil Young-y thing.
Yeah.
With this particular song, I was thinking a lot of the guitar sound that's on By the Seaside by Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of buzzcocks in this one too.
for sure.
Like we were speaking previously, it's breadcrumb trails.
Yeah.
To run up pole and an
This is a fun departure for you too. Like, it's just a different style of writing and arrangement based on the bass groove and with just that little kind of turnaround. And
this has been one that I really have been loving how it's come alive in the live sets these days. And having another guitar in there where Brad can kind of
seems like it would make it
just that
organ closer.
Yeah, that da 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 da. You know, it's been a really fun one.
Because it can loosen you up, or it can just be like the end of the night, like you know, let loose. And
it's one I can kind of take a step back and just kind of be the performer in the front and let just kind of ride on the wave that everybody else is providing.
Yeah, for sure. Story behind this one or anything?
I still spend about half the year in my hometown of Ouray, Colorado, and we were out there this particular year for New Year's. And as I mentioned, my brother had died on a New Year's in 2015, and got up that New Year's Day, and it was like, you know, there's parties to go to and things like that. And while I was waiting for my wife to get ready that morning, this just came out, and I demoed it seconds later and posted an acoustic performance to like my Facebook and things like that, and just thought, here's a little New Year's song. New Year's is a weird holiday in our family anymore, but so I had 9 songs for this album, and it's like I need 10, and the band and I didn't really have time to work this one up. We were trying to get all this recording done for both albums before my daughter was born in 2017, and so I just did this as a solo one to close out the album. Now we've got a great version with the band providing textures that just gives it an intensity. And we can run this one straight into Cold Hum, and they make a great set ender together. So. Eyes forever closed by those tiny frozen hairs, reaching for salvation like so many out here. Tonight we'll drink to the unknown of another year.
I like that. It's a little dirtier tone.
That's just cranking the twin way up and running a Les Paul through it. I'm waiting on you. Flags are beating in the wind, and my heart is too. I'm excited and leery for what's at the root of the story we're telling tonight. That's the truth. So slip out your window. One nice thing about the solo-ish arrangement is it really pulls my ears in and refocuses me on the lyrics. Sure. Which is a great effect. Gives the lyric room to breathe. Yeah. And the boys from the lodge singing old lang syne. Great vocal performance too. This is a really nice,
great ending track too.
Yeah, this album feels like a nice, neat, tidy little package from start to finish.
Yeah.
We're all super happy with it. And, like most things sound better on vinyl to me, but this album in particular sounds really good on the record.
Yeah, with all that,
nice.
with the trio thing, there's plenty of space. Yeah.
And the nice low end richness that vinyl can bring out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't like
Grinding of the
super
Stars.
busy stuff on vinyl so much.
I'm very recently a convert just because everybody was releasing on vinyl albums, and then all of a sudden here Corey releases that vinyl, and then
Sure.
DJ Not a DJ has that vinyl that is
it's
gorgeous, and then the sounds of the tracks. I mean, Royce, who is part of the show, was the engineer who did the remaster for vinyl.
Nice.
And
what a great transition, Nate, since we're going to be listening to that next week.
Yes, well, that was not
Perfect.
It was my intention, whatever you want to call that. But I was trying to just speak to Til's point about the record, and I don't know.
Well, and it's nice with vinyl. I mean, there's another medium where you really have to think about your sequencing.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
And it's nice when it just works out. Like I knew Be Driven would start the record, and I knew this would end the record. And of course, it's always nice to have a song that doesn't have too much bass or anything in it as you get close to the middle of the label. You want it to kind of be a little more sparse. So it worked out perfect.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite thing about the sequencing was Restless to open side 2. That was perfect. Anyway, Grounding of the Stars.
Awesome.
Thanks, Til. This was
thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
I'm sure that at some point I'm going to get to see y'all. Live and out there.
And you can pick it up from tilwillis.bandcamp.com. Is it on the streaming places?
All the streaming places.
We'll link to all that
and listen. Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure chatting with you.
Thanks for coming on. And I appreciate the record and all the art stuff, and looking forward to hanging out, having a beverage with you.
Yeah. Hey,
outstanding. It's Til Willis.
We gotta record some tracks. Get you on some Erratic Cowboy stuff.
Yeah, there's some music too. Yeah, I would love. Yeah, that'd be wonderful. Anytime. Yeah, that's
alrighty.
All right.
Sparking collaborations on the Long Play Listening Party.
Cheers.
Later, everybody.
All right. Take care.
Alrighty. Take care.